Alright, we're back with Pirate Naxos as well. We should be. Where we left off, we just gave a terrific blow to Great Britain's strength. Not necessarily by carving land away from them. I don't think they're going to particularly miss two Irish provinces and two islands that have a shared development of 6 between them. Oh no, that's not what they're going to miss. What they're going to miss is the navy that we just took away from them. Great Britain now have all of one heavy ship. They entered war with me with, what was it, about 15 or so? Me too. We decimated their navy. It's now a skeleton of what it used to be, proving that when it comes to the high seas, Naxos rules the waves. No, their corkboard wall will not keep them protected. So what did we do to Britain? We strategically took lands from them. We took these 2 islands. We took Man so that we could raid the hell out of the British coastline. We took Shetland so that we could make a claim on the Faroes, which would allow us to declare war on Denmark and then pit our might against them. The Danes themselves, bear in mind, this is a very hard mode, so everybody's packing a lot of punch for their weight here. Denmark themselves have 17 heavy ships and a healthy amount of galleys, so it's not going to be any small matter taking them down. But oh, the prize. If we took Bornholm, again, I can't take a lot of development in the old world right now because we decided that we should move our capital over to the new world. And we need more development over here than in everywhere else combined to make that a reality. And we colonize pretty freaking slowly, so I'm calling canny when it comes to taking land. But imagine, just imagine we had Bornholm and we could raid all of this. Lubeck, Holland, Finland, oh god. I think we might even be able to make our way up into here and snuffle out some flames over at Ingermanland and Neva. And I'm salivating at the very thought of it, so we have opened up the possibility of fighting Denmark in the not too distant future. Jake, can you colonize that northern Arctic land? It's an island, right? Yes, this is why we made the decision. It's not a very strong decision to move our capital overseas, but I want this to say Naxos. So that's good enough reason to do what we're going to do. But it means I can't take more than 4 provinces in any one colonial region. Otherwise a colonial nation will form, thwarting my attempts to move my capital there. So we have to step a little bit gingerly, but that's okay. It really adds to the challenge because it means with the very few provinces that we're allowing ourselves to take here in the old world, we really don't have a lot of might, right? Our army force limit is, well, it's 23. That's a whole lot better than what we had before. I think we were straggling around at 18. The British were able to wipe out our entire army. That was not our most glorious of moments. So our army is not where our strength is. It's in the navy. And even then, even with all these bonuses, we struggle to have a particularly formidable naval force limit. Actually, that bothers me so much that I'm going to change that right now. We got money from the raiding and the war reps that we got from Britain. So we're going to, yeah, I know which building switch. We're going to build some shipyards to get ourselves some extra naval force limit. Scapa Flow, which is not northern Scotland, it's over here in the New World. That deserves to have one. And we shall build in the Azores and Tenerife as well. Not Naxos though. If I recall well, a string of events really shot up the autonomy here. Well, I could actually lower autonomy there and build the shipyard. But I'm not investing in Naxos because there's still the very real possibility that the Ottomans come for me. Austria says, you're on your own, buddy. And then if I cannot topple the Ottomans' fleet, then I'm scuppered. And even if I do, if they take Naxos and don't budge from it, they'll get taken war score and be able to just do me in. So it's a bit of a risk to invest in Naxos. Did you invest in Eastern Naxos? No, I did not. Right. The Navy is our bread and butter, so I'm very much thinking what to do with it. I'd like to build up more caravels. However, the early frigate is really quite close, but it's not close enough. I still think we should build up a bunch of them so we can do more privateering to make more money, to build more ships, to do more privateering. The privateering must expand to accommodate the ever-expanding needs of the privateering. That's how we should look at it. With that, we're getting these 2 cores done, and we have sent off a couple of colonists over to the New World to these, the provinces that I really wanted. Remember, we're only allowed to take islands here, and our arbitrary cutoff is that this is too big to really call an island, as is this. I'm still on the fence about this one. I think it depends what looks sexier for name placement here. Probably looks sexier if we do take it. It's not that many provinces. It's probably fewer than the British Isles, so I guess we can count it. Now, I want to talk a bit more about my brilliant strategic decision to give these provinces to our Irish subject. A complete fluke, but it's their entire area which has allowed them to unlock their mission that grants them claims on the rest of Ireland, or some of the rest of Ireland. I don't know, they got some permanent claims here. That's good enough for me. It means we are free to crack more British skulls down the line. I won't be taking this land directly for myself, but I can and will give it to Colonial. He'll be keeping it warm, so to speak. Other than that, its base is loaded, our diplomats are free, we don't have a whole lot going on, so we shall unpause and see what the game has in store for us. I don't think anybody's ready for a new bit of raiding. If they were, I'd be all over them. We know we just did the Dutch and the British, so we can keep on going. Is Vinland High America, Jake? Yes, people have noticed Vinland here. They are in the High American Tech group. Their tech is pretty impressive. But we'll see what can be done there. People have asked me, on YouTube as it happens, to subjugate Vinland, because who wouldn't want to have some Norse subjects to the pirate gods here? I don't necessarily disagree there. They're a bit big for taking out in one shot. We'll see what can be done. It's certainly not something we even can act on right now. I'm fairly certain if I tried to invade them, they would kick me right out, so that's not going to be coming together. Thinking about buildings, right, we still have a modifier making it cheaper for us to build them, so maybe we should consider building more nice things in Venetia and or Crete. Regimental camps also okay. Where was Dalvarchen again? Is that in the new world? I like the look of 0.3 ducats from here. Crete is another nice one. Yeah, just get that economy growing. We've been relying so much on our raiding, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying we need to diversify our assets here. Hearing Jake pronounce Helland makes my Danish soul hurt. I am sure this brings him great joy. It completely passed me by that you were Danish, but I guess that explains the degeneracy of the monk. Alright, I am so satisfied with how things went in the last war. The crucial moment where we had to slug it out on the seas here was amazing. We're also privateering the English Channel, because of course we are. I actually hate that phrase, because of course. I should try to avoid using that. Point is, though, we're making a whole chunk of our dosh from spoils of war, and now the English Channel is making us more than Genoa, but I don't think it would be making more than Constantinople if we could raid there, but the Ottomans kicked our ass in a war, preventing us from doing more raiding there for the time being. We'll get to it. I don't like my galleys being over here. They're really not serving much of a purpose. I'd rather shift more lights over here and have these lights do privateering and raiding. So I'm actually going to bring these galleys back, because when I go to another war, I would like to have... I'd actually like to have a full 40 galleys stationed here to protect Venice. It is still our capital, and it is still of vital importance to protect. That said, I'm not going to pay for a fort that I don't need there. Gotta love that what are you saying? Auto-Austrian border gore. Ostromans. That's something that happened in my head. Yeah, I mean, Austria took one for the team. Props to them for it. Something hideous has been created here, but it's going to make it all the more exciting when we take out our aggressions against the Ottomans. 110 galleys. I think that's actually reduced a bit, but they are also investing in heavy fleet. That makes me a little concerned. That makes me a little lots concerned. I know the fight's going to happen at some point. My ideal... the ideal turn of events for me would be Ottomans declare war on me when I'm not busy fighting another major naval power. Then I can fight them on the high seas, and if I win, amazing. If I lose, then at least I can sell off my good friend Austria. If Austria doesn't get involved, then we're back to square one on that one. I still want to take him down. Take the Spanish islands too. Oh, I will. But like I said, we're not taking a lot in Europe, or anywhere in the world, until we get the required development in the New World to shift our capital. And that means these two provinces We need to take those, probably 2 more, and then we're gonna have a lot of development down here. It's prime land for it, temperate grasslands. I don't think there's much in the way of farmlands here in the New World. Grasslands is about as good as we're gonna get around here. Not interested in the jungle up there. Man, what if I dropped off some units to go and search for the 7 cities? I am sorely tempted to do that just for a laugh. It's not like my army's really doing a whole lot of anything. Ugh, I hate spending money on this, but I'd rather do that than lose the settler growth. It would be good to know a bit more about what's out there, wouldn't it? Well, it's not like my units are doing a whole load of much, so let's detach ourselves a brave 3,000 souls and go and see what's in it for us out there. Why do I have? Oh yeah, it's no small job sailing the whole ocean there in these little ships designed for inland. What are the 7 cities, Jake? Well, we're gonna have to find out. Looking for gold is the pirate thing to do, points out Matt Beryl, so I can't disagree with you there. Do you really find the name placement cooler than being an elector and being able to raid all of Europe? I mean, we won't have to drop the raiding part, we will have to drop being the elector, and trust me, it's pretty freaking awesome being the elector as a pirate republic here. But I would rather have sexy name placement, just barely. My diplomats are doing a whole load of not much right now, and I don't like that, but I'm struggling to think what they could be doing. So if I can't think of anything, I just probably won't bother. Oh, I'd like to have better relations with my vassal, that much is true at least. Way ahead of technology for the most part, not so much in the institution front. Why am I so lacking on that? Probably because nobody likes me, so they don't want to spread the institution here to my province. Yeah, that's going super slow. No nearby friendly provinces. Not even our good friend Austria is considered friendly. Let's boost some relations there. He probably doesn't like me for all the raiding that I've been constantly doing on him. Man, these natives are just useless. Stop having diseases. It's costing me money. I don't like it when iron cost money. We got that navy back here yet? I want you around here. Our next raiding date is going to be in 74. I know I'm going to forget that, so I'd be muckle obliged if you folks could help remember that. Very important date. Alright, we got you there. So if we ignore the heavies and those lights I made for a bit, ba-bwam. Here are my galleys. No point really mothballing them because I'll lose a lot of sailors, and it's not like they cost a lot of money. Looking at it, you know, galleys are super cheap, right? 0.04 ducats per month. Compare that to my heavies, which are 12 times that. Even in inland seas, I'm a believer in heavies, as long as you can bring enough of them and they're of good enough quality. Otherwise, bring the galleys. You know, if you're Venice, then of course you bring the galleys. I'm going to start bunching these lights together, because I'm going to want to form a new pirate force. Don't know where I'm going to put them. I could add to Genoa, but I really want to raid Constantinople. Well, privateer it, not specifically raid it. Spare no expenses at all times. How is our inflation looking? It's on its way down. I'd like it to be down a bit more, so I'm actually going to spend a bit of no, that's not thinking right. Also, speaking of not thinking right, Hininguru is a province that I actually really want. However, it's not worth the anything to send these guys here. Or is it? Or is it? The cost would be unpleasantly large. Be like an extra 4 ducats a month on that. Nah, let's keep you in Oto Watsits. I want to get these colonies done. Dang, I feel bad about that decision already. Remember the old marriageable women days when I would burn down a colony because it wouldn't give me gold and I wanted gold. That's some real golden olden times. There we go, much better. A nearby friendly province, like our good friends in Austria, are going to promote that printing press a bit better. I still want to protect trade though, because I still do trade in Venetia, even if only on paper. Feels more like slave trading, really. Alright, I'm not going to produce more light ships from Venezia. What we're going to focus on here are building up some more... get better galleys if I take the tech. But I don't want to... Alright, we will build those after we get the next institution in dip tech. Because I want better galleys. I most certainly want better galleys. Naxos sure takes a long time to produce boats, but that's because of their high autonomy. Alright, so you guys are in it. Let me assess quickly where you could make me decent money by privateering. English Channel's worth good money, but the more monopolized a trade node is, the more dosh you make out of privateering it. So Constantinople is a great target for me. The downside is that I can't do that because I lost a war to the Ottomans, so as long as that truce is in place from a lost war, it's going to work out well for me. So we're going to help out in the English Channel, because I like to deprive the English from the means to rebuild their navy. They're probably working on it already, and I don't think they've reached their final form when it comes to naval supremacy. So I think we've probably had the hardest fight against the British. I just don't think we've had the last. I want to get that global settler increase, but I really want to get better galleys and carvels and carracks. Damn, I probably have to prioritize the faster colonists, don't I? Otherwise those colonies are never going to get bloomin' done. We're liking our current ruler. We're going to keep him around as much as we can. He gets good. He's industrious, which is one of the best. I guess other than righteous, it's the best. It's all relative, right? But I think it's pretty damn good. Alright. All your ships are almost done, but anytime you sit around there is time that you're not making me dosh. It's expensive, but let's embrace that institution. And there we go. Stability cost goes down, and the cost for getting these techs is... Oh, man. I want both. What's a man to do? We're losing Diplo power though because we have... we don't need skilled cartographers. We'll get them back as and when we do need them. Did Jake turn the Isle of Man into a tax paradise again? There's no again about it, but yes, there's some unsavory things going on there in Man. I trust our guys have arrived. So I'm going to unload them right here. I don't think we're going to have any real problems with fights and the like around here, and because we took native what's-its policy, they're not going to rise up and fight us. Oh, but I don't have a conquistador, do I? I'd like to get a conquistador, somebody that's going to take good care of those natives. I think it's time for Elghorn of Granadan fame to come into their own. Oh man, they're way ahead of their time. And begin hunting for those cities. I don't know where they are. I'm sure someone will find them. Best of luck. Hopefully me not paying for those guys isn't going to bite me in the bum. I wonder if people watch this going, come on, get to the bloody war. But there's so much more to this game than just the wars. I mean, take the start of this campaign, right? I didn't engage in warfare for like an hour because I'm setting up all the pieces, and I love that experience in the game. That said, we will have to eventually get to the bloody war, so to speak. I like the fact that these guys will automatically merge together eventually. Oh god, 110 Austrian ships. No, those are Otto ships. And I am terrified of them. I think when the Truce of the Otto Freaks is up, we should start paying for our heavies anyway, even though it's going to be hella expensive. Do I have any vassals? Yes, I have Colonial in northern... I almost said Northern Africa. No, Northern Ireland here. I got them, whether they like it or not. I'm not going to state either of those because I'd have to destate them when I'm moving overseas anyway. Colonies are looking okay. They're certainly growing a whole lot faster than our ones from before due to arid or... this one wasn't arid, was it? No, it was tropical, jungle, no adjacent controlled. A lot of bad things put together. Whereas here, we got... well, no downsides, not a whole lot of upsides. But as soon as we can, we're going to have faster colonists, which is going to greatly accelerate that. And I'm hoping for... hang the heck on. That's admin cost, not dip. What a fool I am. We moved expansion over to admin years ago and I can't even remember that. It's almost like I know this game. Well, that accelerates my ability to build up some galleas. They're going to increase the cost of pretty much everything I have. However, I really want to have a defensive wall here against anybody that wants to invade me. Whilst my heavies are out on the prowl, I want my galleys to be defending me. A good example is, let's say I'm fighting Denmark, but he sneaks out with some transports and some sneaky heavies and says, oh, I'm gonna land on Venice. I want to have a reasonable galley fighting force to resist that. And our galleys fight really well, plus 35% due to Naxian ideas and our naval ideas as well. So I think we could take them. I just need to actually have it. Wait, yeah, I was looking at the right ones. I was looking at Carvel's our excellent charismatic negotiator from our pirate king, as we would expect him to have. I don't see a reason not to take the next mill tech, so we will. I've never had such good tech. How did it come to this? We'll take some new casserole cavalry. Sounds delicious. Why are the starting ruler and heirs of Karaman so uniquely horrible, says Neutral Stuff. Well, you know that amazing rise to power that Karaman had in the middle of the 15th century? Yeah, neither do I, so that's why their rulers are exceptionally sucky. The more fun question to ask would be, why are Perm's rulers so incredibly good? Now, it might be because they were actually sublimely good at administering a state and maintaining their independence in the ever-growing face of Muscovy. Also might be possible that those numbers were drawn up before the scale was restricted back to 0 to 6 rather than up to 9. But I mean, choose the answer that fits your headcanon better. Can you ally another naval power like Holland? Me ally the Dutch? I mean, come on. They're also allied with Britain, so we would clash anyway. Basically, no, no, and heavens, no. Another top tip to anyone. I said this before in the Granada campaign, and I'll say it again. If you hold control when dragging, you will only get ships, even if you're dragging over armies as well. So I mean here, if I were to drag across a big one... oh, better idea, it's just here. If I drag across... I want my navy. I'm getting my army, I don't want that. Then you have to be like that. No, hold control, drag, you only get the navy. There we go. Yeah, so I've said it before, but every time I mention that, somebody goes, wow, I didn't know that, thanks. So, I will bring it up. Ferrara's making their claims on me again. I really don't... I'm not concerned. I mean, what are they gonna do against me? Really? I'm a little concerned about... just a little, mind. A little concerned about all my lights that I have floating around. They could get nuked, quite unfortunately, in the outbreak of war, especially against the Auto Scum. What is army tradition? Maintain the navy tradition, I say. Oh man, that is some good navy tradition. Goodbye all army tradition. Don't often see that at 0, despite our legacy of crusaders. But no, navy tradition's where it's at. It's why we get astonishingly good admirals. I mean, what a difference it makes, especially maneuver. That's what gets you more engagement on the seas, allowing more of your ships to engage the enemy. And seriously, it makes a world of difference. Alright, it's looking good. How are you guys doing? You haven't found me any cities, 7 or otherwise. The French are prowling about in the New World, which leaves me a bit trepidatious here. They have taken both exploration and expansion ideas. And they are, of course, Catholic. Well... somebody's trying to work